What's up, guys? Thank you for watching. So here's an update on Project CB. I know it hasn't been around for about a month. I just sent it to a friend for some help and I wanted to go over just a quick update on it. And to be honest with you, it's just not looking too good for Project CB. Let's just dig into the video and that way we can get into it. I know you guys who do support this whole CB7 project, thank you so much. I appreciate all the support and love you've been giving me. It's truly just a blessing and thank you so much. It's really, really cool. But there's just a lot of things with these cards, especially with the one that I particularly got. There's certain circumstances that are coming up, or I don't even know how to explain it, but let's just dig into this thing. So if you guys have been watching me, I bought this car around, I want to say November or early December of last year, and pretty much started working on it right away. Had a good time working on it, learned a lot, and pretty much gutted the whole thing and straight from the get-go and just kind of got working on it because I had an idea in mind of what I wanted to do. Now with this Accord, which was cool when I first bought it, was it already had the H22 inside. Let's go ahead and check that out. So as you can see, it has the H22 already in it. I don't know who installed it by any means or anything. The original owner did not know either. He had the car for a few years and drove it pretty much a few days to work during the week and stuff, and never really raced or anything like that. It was butt stock when I got it as far as that, you know, suspension stuff, but the H22 was already swapped in. Before, it was an automatic, so that can tell you kind of the story behind it. Whoever did the swap did an okay job. It's not too great. The wiring was havoc. But getting it all back together so you could zip tie now, because I took the bumper support off. We replaced the radiator, the catch can stuff, or the reservoir, I'm sorry. What we ended up doing was getting a monotech harness and have to replace it because it was with the surging issue with the idle. We couldn't figure it out. Replaced a bunch of sensors and stuff, and ended up getting to the harness, which now it idles good. But what I have to do is readjust this pulley belt right here, the crank pulley belt, whatever, to the alternator. It just flaps really hard right now when I turn the car on. And then the power steering one we had to take off because the rack and pinion that I bought, install it, everything, flushed all the fluid through it, starts dripping within minutes. So that was kind of crappy that had to happen. So that kind of threw the little power sting out of the whack on that. I know some of you guys will say just get rid of it, so we might end up just tossing that. I'm not too sure. There's so much going on now with this. What I did find out too is that it has to be smogged here in California, which I was planning to do a non-op, but to do that, I mean, I was really hoping to have this on the street. So that's something where I'm gonna have to take off this header, either find a stock header again, or not again, I never had a stock header on here, but just a stock header with a cat, or like a DC header and then put some type of cat on there so it can pass visual. I'm pretty sure it'll pass the smog itself, just visual itself. I obviously it's not going to pass right now, so that's kind of shitty. I didn't even think of that till now when I was doing all that, because I really thought it'd be kind of easy to get this going and stuff, but that was a little thing that came up. So to be able to get the registration for the next 3 years or 5 years, I have to get it smogged. So that's a little thing that hiccup right there. So during the gut process, I just went a little fucking hype beast on the shit, and I was tearing everything out, and I threw this door panel away, which I did not realize how rare these things are for the coupe. Fortunately, I still have the passenger side one, but this driver side one that holds the controller and stuff, I mean, the pair of these things going for like 250 bucks, and that's not even with shipping. I've looked all over for junkyard and stuff. No one has the coupe. They're all the sedan models, so that's kind of shitty. Maybe mocking up some panel right here to hold this again, but still, I want some just to get it on the street and going. The seat situation is good. There's no issues with the seat. I like how they are. They fit me really nice. The steering wheel, all that type of stuff is okay. What happened with the clutch is we actually replaced it with an Exetti Stage 1 clutch, installed it, everything, and it seems like for some reason the throwout bearing or something, it has that little squeak, you know, until you press the pedal in enough, it just has that little squeak on idle where you know something's not really correct 100%. So that's another little hiccup that we have to deal with. The little shifter, there's something with the lines when reinstalling the clutch with the lines where it's a little hard to get in first. I don't even want to start it right now because I haven't adjusted the pulley yet, but once I do, we can do that and kind of go over the big things. But so something isn't just right. Like when I'm driving this car, when it got dropped off and I drove it around the block a little bit, it doesn't have an exhaust, so I can't go too far with it. But just driving around, just something doesn't feel right. Just, it's mushy and it's kind of just all around. I'm not getting a good vibe on it. I do not know why. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Now, the whole thing in the beginning of this video of me kind of saying I don't know what's gonna happen is because there's just something I'm not getting a good vibe about this car or something, and the support, not the aftermarket support from the community is really hard to find for this car. There's just super niche of people that were willing to work on them or even touch them, and unfortunately I don't have the technical know-how to do all of the diagnostic stuff that I need done, or even some of the physical work that needs to be done. So I don't know if I'm just gonna kind of let this one go, take it as a loss, as a learning lesson, kind of, you know, take the motor out and sell, you know, whatever I gotta do with it, and maybe get a different car, which I've had that temptation so far, so I'm not too sure. And I know, again, for you CB7 guys, it's kind of unfortunate. Maybe I might look for another one, but that's probably something that is more in what I technically want to do, but I don't think it's the best decision to do, because I want something really out there that I can drive all the time out now and really have some fun with the aftermarket support that I can get with parts and stuff. There's just nothing out for this damn car. Even finding an exhaust right now to fit to this car to smog, there's nothing out there except some China shit, or maybe an old K-Teller one that, you know, is still on eBay or something, but there's not a lot. So that's just how I feel right now, and I just thought I'd put it up there because I wanted to show it. But that's the update for CB. Yeah, then there's a couple other things that we can go over.